Wow. Nice Peninsula tank. Loving the location right there at the bottom of the stairs. You come down the stairs, since this tank is open topped, you get a shot, a little bit of a top down going down the stairs. That's unique. And it's got a little bit of a bar, at least on one side of this tank. So while you're sitting there having a frothy beverage, you can sit there and enjoy your reef tank. Looks like this tank is pretty well established. Let's move in and get a closer look here. Hello, Dory. Dory's been well fed. That's a sizable hippo. We've got a angel in here as well, some leopard wrasses, and the old striped damsel. All right, so I'm seeing some other angels in here as well. 3 Dories. This person clearly can't get enough of Dory. I'm loving the mix of fish already. We've got a humu trigger in there as well. This is like a mix of a predator tank slash fish on the fringe. I'm loving it. We've got some big SPS here, some red money cap, nice, lots of layers on the plates there. Okay, so let me stop because this just jumped out at me. I'm sitting here looking at this beautiful reef tank, and then all of a sudden we have plumbing. And not only do we have plumbing, we have white plumbing. I like plumbing. I like overflow boxes, but it's taken away from my view. So I would either black out that overflow box, or in this case, I might do black PVC here, at least do Schedule 80. That way it blends in as opposed to like, boom! There's some white plumbing right there. Can't miss it. Uh-oh, we have a button here. And an iPad. I'm guessing this probably has something to do with an Apex. There you go. Quick access to the Apex. That's cool. I'm waiting to see what this remote is going to get me. So I have quick access to this guy's Apex. Be curious to see what's underneath the hood, since he clearly has done a lot of work on this Apex and has lots of outlets and switches and such. Here we go. Oh, tell me it's a light rack. Boom. Go. There you go. Look at that. Nice light rack, lifting everything up, getting it out of the way. I'm digging that, and it's all done off a remote. That's awesome. Goes up, goes down. So T5's comboed with, looks like some A380s Kessel. So that's a unique combo there. So single T5 strip on either side with the Kessels. I would personally go more lighting on this tank, but it's working for this guy. Everything looks pretty good here in terms of growth. Curious how long everything has been growing. You may get more growth with light, but hey, not everyone has to have gym and SPS growth. Everything in here looks healthy though. Here's a Peninsula. Okay, so look, this is one of the reasons I love Peninsula tanks. We saw it from the other side, then we saw it on the end, and then we saw it on this side. We've got basically 3 tanks in one. Tank on this side looks fairly different from the tank on the other side. Now personally, we've got red money on the other side, we've got red money over here again, we've got some red money on the end, we've got some red money on the frag rack. Since we have different tanks, since it's a Peninsula, I would put that coral in one place and not on the other place. Now if you dig red monies, look, more power to you, but this tank is doing really well. We've got lots of real estate here. It looks like it's about 8 feet long. I would personally do something else. Corals on one side and the corals that are on the other. Make the most of that Peninsula, the fact that it's a Peninsula, and really have that work for you. We've got a gyre with 2 Neptune Systems waves going on for flow. Got some softies in here as well. Looks like what used to be, this looks like a forest fire digi maybe re-going here. Yeah, some softies mixed in, some predictable SPS, even some GSP overgrowing the money. But look, this is a nice kind of shallowest type of reef. Liking the angels in here. Hey, Mr. Angel, do your job. Why don't you go eat some GSP while you're at it? With the light rack. Now, this is jumping out at me too. Yes, it's a light rack. You can't see in here very often, but he still put cable channel in here and make everything look really neat. Now, if this was a canopy that I was never going to see the top of, I would probably not take the time to do the cable channel because you're just not going to see it. This tank, as he's showing, he's probably walked up the stairs here. This is what you see as you're walking down the stairs. So instead of looking at a whole bunch of cables and power bricks, he's got everything neatly organized with cable channels. So I'm digging that. Even wondering if these plants are real, growing down towards the tank. Adds a nice touch. He's got his energy bars here. Everything is tucked away. It's per se as low profile as you can get with this light rack, given that it's open top tank, open top light rack. Loving that it's run off a button. Again, I'm just digging this Peninsula, especially the location. This is right here in the, looks like his office in the middle of the house. I'm liking the bar on one side as well. Now we're gonna get a look underneath. There we go. This is like Neptune system haven, and I just spotted my OS switch as well. Lots of access on this tank. Look, this guy's taking a minute here to open up all these doors. That's fantastic. He's got all kinds of space to get under the tank. Hopefully he can do the same on the other side as well. Another bonus of a Peninsula, you get storage access on either side. If you have a sump underneath it like this guy does, you can access it from either side. No one ever complains about extra space. All right, so we have a Neptune system AFS, a feeder. Wondering what's in the tank that requires feeding, but that's an easy way to do it. Looks like a little side system mixed into the main system here. The sump looks like it's over here to the left. This is all one sump. Okay, so what's over on the right that needs feeding? So we've got the probes that are secured here. That's nice, they're not just chunked in there. Okay, so this is a nice high-end system. This guy's taken some time to put lots of effort in it, and I'm seeing this power brick down here on the floor facing right up. It's got open outlets as well. Any water splashes by chance, it's gonna fall right into that power breaker, that surge protector. I would put that up on one of the vertical uprights, tuck it right inside there in the stand, that way you can't see it, but it's reducing the risk of any water spilling on it. You can also put some drip loops in there as well. Look, he's got to run it through some cable channel. He's taken some time to put some effort into this. I would take it just a step further and protect that that surge protector from anything going wrong. He's got a separate little section here for his Neptune Systems Apex. He's got the OS button right there. Of course, I'm proud of that. Love those when something goes wrong. All right, so again, this is a very well thought out system. I'm going to jump in and say I like the OS switch. I would put it somewhere a little more accessible than that. If you're walking into the room and something's wrong, you're not going to, unless it's the owner, you're probably not going to know to open up the stand and then you're going to find the switch. So I put the switch somewhere out there where it can be seen. You don't necessarily have to put it like right in the middle of everything, but put it somewhere so if there is an emergency and you don't know that this isn't your system, you're not maybe not familiar with it, you go, emergency shut off, I'm going to hit that. But he's got his energy bars up high. He's got his power bricks all up off the floor as well. Okay, we have a fire alarm light with flashing, like that's awesome. Okay, so what does that do? When there's an emergency, does that kick on? That's cool. I haven't seen that underneath a stand of a tank before. We've got some power bricks on the ground. Okay, so I'd personally get them up a little bit. This is the equipment cabinet. I'll give it to this guy on that one. Looks like we've got a little either top off there, a little bit of dosing going on. But again, lots of access here. Nice, pretty system. Loving the Peninsula, loving the location, loving the fish. Would mix up the corals a little bit differently for me personally. Let me back up there just a bit. Would like to see a little different mix, especially since everything is going so well. But look, if this guy likes his monies and he likes what he has in there, again, more power to him. Always someone would do something different when they're looking at stuff. But he's got some nice gear that runs this thing. And he's got, it looks like a cryptic zone here. Filter socks, skimmer running there. All right, so something else is jumping out at me here. Let me back up. This looks like right here is a return pump section. That looks pretty dang low. If that's truly what that is a return pump section, the water level in there isn't very high. Now, it doesn't have to be high in the sump. The point is, if it's that low, it doesn't have to drop much before that pump starts sucking air. And if he has the pump turned up enough, then it's going to create a vortex and suck air into the system, into the pump, causing micro bubbles, which you don't want, and causing your pump to bottom out as well. So if that's truly the return pump section, I would raise your ATOI up there. I'd put another 4 inches in that section. That way you've got some headroom in case as water evaporates, you're not pulling a vortex, you're not running that pump dry when your level in there drops maybe an inch. Overall though, this is a nice little DIY sump. Clearly did this Made this out of glass, but look, it looks well, it's functioning well. I still want to know what's in this last section that needs an auto feeder, so maybe he'll tell us. Maybe it's a mantis shrimp or something else cool. But look, overall, love the tank. It's got some legs underneath it. It's got some experience driving it, obviously, because the tank is doing well. I love the mix of fish. We got some predator fish in there and some angels that we wouldn't necessarily expect to find in a reef tank, and 3 dories. Nice work. Make some tweaks on the system, but overall, I could stare at that tank for a long, long time.